Welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to explain a movie called Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Get comfortable. At the beginning of the movie, in the town of Del Mar, in the house of a well-known governor, renowned hero and outlaw Puss in Boots hosts a party at the governor's home. While the party is about to start, Puss in Boots is dressed in a well-known cloth and he enters the part. When he entered the party, the audience at the party was very happy because they all knew Puss in Boots to be a very nice superhero. Puss in Boots started to sing and dance all around the stage, and the audience was all enjoying his vibes and the melody of the song he was singing. However, as all the audience at the party were happy as Puss in Boots was entertaining them, suddenly someone entered the house, and this distracted the attention of everybody at the party, which include all the audience and Puss in Boots. The person that entered the building happens to be the owner of the house. The governor was not happy because his house has turned out to be the house that is used to host a party. Immediately, while he was angry, he called for his man and he asked them to face Puss in Boots and fight with him. However, since the order has been given to them, they obey the order and try to fight against Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots has been fighting for a while and he is already skilled at it. Puss in Boots fights with all the governor's men and defeat all of them, and accidentally awakens the nearby sleeping giant of Del March. Puss subdues the giant and saves the town, but is fatally crushed by a bell. Puss wakes up in a hospital, where a doctor informs him that he has used 8 of his 9 lives and suggests he retire from adventuring. Puss initially refuses. Later, in a local cantina where he was drinking milk, he thinks about what the doctor told him and he is not interested in the advice that was given to him by the doctor. Therefore, he called the doctor a quack doctor for giving him such advice. Suddenly, while he was still drinking his milk, Puss meets a mysterious black-hooded wolf. He did not recognize the wolf because he has not been able to see the wolf before, but unfortunately the black wolf recognized him. After a while in the cantina, Puss in Boots realizes that the wolf is a hunter and he had come to kill him. Puss in Boots tries his best to defeat the black wolf, but it was not possible for him because the wolf seems to be stronger than him. The black wolf disarms him and gashes his forehead in a duel. Puss flees to the house of a cat lady named Mama Luna and ceremoniously buries his attire in her garden. After burying his hat, boot, belt, and other attires which he used to wear as Puss in Boots, he went straight to the door of Mama Luna's and knocked on the door. Mama Luna, who loves to rear cats, was happy to see him and she accepts Puss in Boots. She introduces Puss in Boots to the cats that are with her, which are over 100 in number. Puss in Boots is not happy and he found it difficult to adapt to the life of a lap cat like others. However, he is not having any other choice but to follow the fate he is having. After a while, he adapted to the new lifestyle of a lap cat and he was given a name by Mama Luna, which is Pickles. While he was with other cats, found a dog disguises as a cat and they both become friends. However, Puss in Boots' appearance is a change from the way they looked before he gets to Mama Luna's place. One day, the crime family of Goldilocks and the 3 bears show up at Luna's residence in search of Puss. They break into Mama Luna's house and check through all the cats that are there, and fortunately when they find Puss in Boots, they are unable to recognize him because his present appearance is now different to his previous appearance that they had with them. After a while, when they could not find him, one of them was able to find his grave where they see his clothes and boot. Then they conclude that he had died. However, while they are still looking for him, Puss in Boots tries to find out the reason why they are looking for him. Then after a while, he realizes that they want to steal the map that will lead them to the magical wishing star that can grant them a single wish, which is with Jack Horner, someone who is a pastry chef and a collector of magical artifacts. When Puss in Boots realized their plan, suddenly his eyes were opened and he realizes that he could also get the plan and wish for another 9 more lives so that he can go back to his previous lifestyle. However, Puss in Boots decides to dig into the ground and put on his previous clothes, boot, and other attire so that he can look like his previous appearance. Puss in Boots and his dog friend find their way out of Mama Luna's house to Jack Horner's restaurant so that they can get access to the map. When they get there at night, Puss in Boots carefully observes the restaurant and he was able to locate where the map was kept. However, the map was kept inside a box, and in the box, there is also a cat inside. Unknowing Puss in Boots, he opens the box to pick up the map, but after picking up the map, Kitty, who was his former friend of Puss, hit him in his head and tried to collect the map from him. While the 2 of them were dragging the map between themselves, family of Goldilocks and the 3 bears show up and their noise makes Jack notice that the cats are with the map. However, Jack Horner orders his men to run after the cats to collect the map from them, but the 2 cats, Kitty and Puss together with the dog, run away with the map. While they are running away with the map, Jack Horner tries to use his magic to capture them, but the animals run away for their lives. When the animals get to a point, they argue about who among them should have the map, but when they follow the map, they were able to get to their final destination. The map leads the three of them to the dark forest. However, while the animals were going, Jack Horner was following them with the use of his magical glass ball. Meanwhile, while Jack Horner was following them, the family of Goldilocks and the three bears were also following him, and they were all going to the wishing star. The two cats and the dog find their way to the first place as it is on the map. When they get there, they realize that there are some barriers on the way, but they walk through all the barriers and they get to the dark forest. While they are still following the map, they realize that there are different types of a path that lead to the wishing star for each of them. But the path of the dog is the most beautiful and the safest one for them, so they all decide to pass through his path, giving him the map. However, while they are going, Jack Horner and the family of Goldilocks and the three bears were also following them, therefore they run so that they will be caught. The animals, Kitty, Puss, and the dog were able to pass through the first barrier that contained the posies, and they were faced with a lot of challenges along the way. After a while, they were able to get on a boat to the next location according to the direction of the map they are following, but as they were going, the dog was caught by Jack Horner, and he threatens Kitty and Puss that he will kill the dog if they did not give him the map. However, while they were still arguing, the family of Goldilocks and the three bears arrive at the scene, and a fight begins as they were all fighting for who is going to get the map. And while they were all fighting, Puss was able to hear the whistling of the wolf that wanted to kill him earlier in the cantina. Puss was afraid, and he ran away because he did not want the wolf to kill him since he is left with his last life. While he is in the forest laying down, the dog finds him and tries to calm him down. And during the discussion between the dog and Puss, Puss explains to the dog that what he had left is his last life, and if he tries to misuse it, he is going to die. The dog was also afraid and frightened about that. Then the dog advised Puss to tell Kitty about it so that she can help him. But Puss refuses to do that because of his mistakes towards Kitty in the past. He told the dog that he was supposed to get married to Kitty, but he ran away on their wedding day, leaving her alone at the altar. Puss tells the dog that Kitty will not listen to him, nor will she trust him. Kitty overhears them and later reveals that she never attended the wedding either, feeling that she could never compete with someone who loved himself more than her. Puss and Kitty reclaim the map from Goldilocks when her group gets distracted by a manifestation of their woodland cottage. As the landscape morphs, Perito is captured by the bears, while Puss is trapped in a crystalline cave. While Kitty retrieves Perito alone, Puss encounters crystal reflections of his past lives in the cave, who mock him for changing his arrogant attitude. The hooded wolf appears once again, introduces himself as Death, and reveals to Puss that he was following him to kill him for squandering his other lives. Panicked, Puss flees with the map, an act which Kitty and Perito witness from afar. Meanwhile, Goldilocks reveals that she wishes for a human family, devastating the bears. However, they still agree to help her. Puss reaches the wishing star, but Kitty berates him for his selfishness, while also confessing her wish was to find someone she could trust. Goldilocks, the bears, and Horner arrive and another fight ensues, during which Goldilocks forfeits the wish to save baby bear's life and Horner is trapped inside his magical bottomless bag. Death arrives, surrounds himself and Puss with a ring of fire, and challenges Puss to a duel. Instead of wishing for more lives, Puss fights and disarms Death, boldly stating that, while he knows he cannot win, he will continue fighting for his final life. Seeing that Puss has lost his arrogance, Death begrudgingly spares him, although he and Puss agree they will eventually meet again. After Death leaves, Horner, having eaten a magic growth cookie, reemerges from his bag as a giant and seizes the map from Puss and Kitty. As he attempts to make a wish, Perito distracts him long enough for Puss, Kitty, and Goldilocks to rip the map to shreds, causing the wishing star to collapse and consume Horner. In the aftermath, Goldilocks accepts the bears as her family and leaves with them to take over Horner's bakery business, while Puss rekindles his romance with Kitty. Sometime later, Puss, Kitty, and Perito steal a ship from Del Mar's governor and set sail to visit some old friends.